Hello everybody. With all of the features in dothack Fragment, I feel one that sort of gets glossed over the more somebody plays as opposed to less is the bulletin board system. And every now and then when I check in, I find a bunch of newer people and checking on a lot of the same information and bringing up some really interesting points as well. Not to mention some really good stuff from the recent past. The bulletin boards were just made live last year, so let's delve in for something that I think might be a bit of a longer form series. I think maybe one of these a month may be good. Let's check out some tales from the BBS. Logging in here. It is important to mention that, like most things in Fragment, this is a game from the mid-2000s working in 2021, largely because a bunch of talented people willed it into existence. As such, I should give you the warning that if you try to enter and back out of categories too quickly, you can very well freeze things up. So just take your time, take a bit of a breather reading through these. Going into the thread list. Looks like everything is now sort of all messed up. It used to be just in order, and it doesn't seem to be that way anymore. This, of course, is a very new entry. It says hello everyone from THXP447. He says hello everyone. And got a greetings from Foremost. Foremost, of course, plays a long arm primarily. Foremost channel is it's actually got quite a few Fragment uploads on it. Definitely worth a look if you get the chance. Got a login failed topic here, also by THXP. It says, what is error code 3002? dothack Network actually has a list of the error codes in the 2020 edition of the How to Play Fragment guide. Dark Cloud says, I do not know, but I am sure you would get help fast on the NetSlum Discord server. Very true and very helpful to highlight that in red as well. Ashley followed up with busy server. That is the correct code. That means that people are already in an area. Sadly, you can't quite play it like in Sign, where people just jump into the middle of fields and dungeons. So that problem was solved nice and quick. Have another new player here, Kioi. Says, hello everyone, I hope to make many friends. You can see a list of people just saying hi and hi back. Moving on here, got So Novatu Aki. Going to assume that is I don't want to assume on language, but I'm going to guess that is Portuguese because the topic just below it says the Brazilian player. We have a Brazilian player here named Hyla who's searching for a guild. Izumo, that would be one of Spooky's characters, mentions, are you still searching for a guild? Been a few searching for new members, a couple have posted in the BBS already. Whoop, didn't mean to X out of that real quick. POE and THXP447 also responded. This is a bit of an older topic from back around Halloween. It is important to note also that the server clock seems to be set to, I think, the Japanese time zone, they said. So some of these times may be a little off from the date they were actually posted, but it's in that vicinity. Snownomi started off with your favorite character out of the dothack series. Snow, of course, is a huge fan of Tsukasa, and Tsukasa is in fact Snow's main. So if you're ever on and you run into a level 99 character named Tsukasa, that's Snownomi's main character, and yes, they did level it up legit. Fashi has a toss-up between Bear and Mimiru. Bison has Skunk. Bison responses are some of the most amazing things ever. Vector goes with Eikichi and Hanako, both hilarious NPCs and root towns from the games. My Schnitt is... that's a whole different episode of Tales from the BBS there, getting into My Schnitt. And her answer of Chris P. glutes. That's one we'll have to touch down on another day. Here we've got Krim. Emus responds with Tsukasa. Says Mistral as well. Stein goes with Tsukasa as well. Alkaline, of course, partial to Mimiru. Really likes BT too. BT's a fun character. Roscoe literally just made the title of their response Black Rose Waifu in all caps. And the body of his response says, "Enough said." That's fair. iPesty, Slack and Hash goes with Terajima Ryoko. Custard responds in Japanese, so I really can't tell what that says, actually. Here we've got Tsukasa again, and a mention of a Ryuji Sogabe. Ko actually with a very thought out response. If they absolutely had to pick, they feel they resonate most with Bear, and for that reason, he's their favorite. Very smart response there. And Breeze would say it's a toss-up between Elk and Sora. Goes on to explain. Elk has a lot of depth in him. He isn't just a black and white personality, and that is fair. Sora... I don't know. Sora to me was more annoying than hilarious, but I could respect that opinion. Got an answer from Wild Goose just a few days ago. Also agreeing with the Terajima Ryoko vote, and a newer reply from Neptune. Has to be Bear for Neptune. Fair enough. Events in the world. A lot of people ask about boss battles and things, and aside from facing the one sin or the off chance that somebody gets a corrupted field and a data bug, there isn't much. So the next best thing we have to offer are events and custom areas. Events come up really randomly. I can say specifically that the ones I have seen pop up are New Year's Eve and Day. Saw Day quite a bit when I first started playing. The Valentine's Day event, Sports and Fitness Day, and Setsubun. There's also a Christmas event I've seen video of. Dark Cloud responded where to find it. And they responded with the NetSlum Discord has all the answers. Very true. Unfortunately, due to the nature of the BBS, and I know this is a chronic problem with myself, I tend to check in with it every week or so, but I don't check in super often, and there is the chance you end up missing something. What is exclusive to offline? There are some items you could get trading offline. I don't know all the specifics on it. That would actually be a good question to ask. I know the proof of justice you attain offline, but I don't know, in fact, if there are any weapons or so that you couldn't obtain online, especially with the farming dungeons, like Hongik and Crab. The Crab server being the original, Hongik being a translated version of it. A lot of the rare items that you would otherwise have a very difficult time obtaining, you could farm for there. Which ties into cool weapons from Rival. Asking about not yet seeing a good looking spear or axe. Are all axes that huge? They look silly on small characters. Again, valid, but that's more of personal preference. I don't really feel there's an objective answer to that one. This, I believe, yeah, 1022, the first post on the functional BBS by Zachmon, who originally got it working for us. Huge shout out to Zachmon, and thank you to him on all of that. You could see just a flow of excitement coming out on that first day. Crazy to see some of these names too. That's a good question. Future of the BBS from Toys R Us. Are we going to get more thread categories other than general? I don't really know if that's possible or, needed at the moment. Got guilds, 10 floor dungeons. Let me see if I can pull one up. Oh, you know what? We went over guilds earlier. Let me go ahead and find something here. So when it comes to guilds, you will find a couple of guilds have mentioned on here that they are recruiting. This in particular is a recruiting message from the Ludicrous Guild, Tsukasa, that would be Snonami, on November the 7th, mentioned just message them on Discord if you're interested in joining the guild. I will say the list is getting kind of cumbersome now. And this again, be careful when reloading the thread list from the thread options. My game crashes when reloading. I'm not sure if it's just mine or in general, but I thought I would post this just in case. Vashi responded they haven't had that problem yet. This again, back from the very first day. And I think it was the exact same issue, just backing in and out too quickly. So I think that's a good stopping point there. As you can see, there's plenty more on the boards, and being added to fairly frequently. So if you're playing Fragment and you've got a little downtime, perhaps waiting for somebody to come on to party up with, check out the BBS. Some of the stuff on there is informative, some of it is a pretty good laugh. Some of it's downright weird, and may or may not be ciphers leading to an event from last December. But it's always a good time, and hopefully this shed a little light on one of the more overlooked yet marvelous aspects of this fantastic game. You all take care and have a wonderful day.